Hello, everyone. A very good morning to all you wonderful people out there. Happy Bringling. Today, I am back again with yet another wonderful, amazing speaker, and it's my privilege to introduce her, Miss Gitanjali Gupta. She is a wonderful, wonderful human being. She works towards the upliftment of society and has impacted a lot of human beings. Today, we are going to hear a lot about her journey. She has basically done a lot to help people without bifurcating them in religion and anything like that. So that is something I really resonated. Her belief is compassion and humanity, and that is something which the world needs so much. We need people who think like others as first human beings. She has four adorable children and is being a wonderful lady. She's currently going through a health issue. She just got a heart surgery done, but her energy is amazing. She agreed to be on the talk with us. She has not even got her stitches removed, which just shows the kind of dedication she has for the society, for the people, and her commitment to do something towards the current initiative also that we have. So, Gitanjali, I will not take more of your time and would love to hear your journey, your achievements, your story. So, over to you, and please inspire us.
Thank you so much for having me here. Like I say, when you are in the sphere of compassion, Karuna Method, and of giving back, every opportunity is an honor to serve and to provide avenues and channels of comfort or networking, or be it whatever it could be. As I say, everything is eminently possible, and that is my mantra. As a practicing Buddhist, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity, it has basically helped me engineer a massive makeover, a change, a clear metamorphosis within my mind about how you visualize your life and how you can develop a vision about everything that you intend to do or are doing in your life. Having said that, I am a mother of four, Trianon Biological, and I have one that is biological. I fulfilled a long life ambition of taking care of a blended family, where I knew that my already practicing compassionate behavior would certainly empower them or young children who may have gone through something. Ultimately, when we look at the trajectory of our actions, what are we bringing onto the table as adults now? So, so the question here being is that how do we impact others? Be it children, be it adults, wherever we go, how do we touch other people's lives? Do we do it in a silo effect, or do we truly empower ourselves that in a life that we live, how can we blaze our way through empowering others? So today, like I said, I'm honored to be coming on this forum and to already hear some stories out there. Deeply honored and deeply grateful. There is always humility attached in any endeavors. I'm heavily vested in social upliftment of women, of children, and anybody out there. What is critical to me here is a vision that I created for myself. And that was that irrespective of anything or any influence that one could construe as negative, it is important to step away from divisiveness or things that come within the mind of any human, that do I need to talk to an next person because he's different than me? And I found that was highly unacceptable as my own vision as a human being first. So caste, politics, religion, absolutely persona non grata. And I say this ad nauseum to everybody that I meet and I mentor, that if you're here to come here as a human being and to be wide open and accepting of the changes that you may need to make in your life, however radical it may be, then I'm here to absolutely help you. And often I am deeply humbled and grateful that I can engineer small change. I moved here a little more than a decade ago from the US. And I came here with my small little son at that time, the one who's biological. Mind you, I have 4 kids, and every one of them is precious to me. Um, and I met with a wonderful woman called Ritu, who was heading a portion of IBM um, marketing department, and she had no time. I was just going in for another heart surgery. I've suffered from chronic heart failure from a young age, and but let me assure you that my face would reflect the absolute happiness and peace of me staying alive. I look at it as an opportunity that in the one life that I have, that is from the start of being born to the start of to the end of your life, which is death. And both of the stages are highly acceptable. It is what you do substantially in between those 2 points is all that matters in the end. And so we decided on a plan. The plan was this, that she's too busy, but let's look at some opportunities where she can support me with some funds. I've never been really able to work. I get exhausted extremely easily. And happily also end up having a slightly befuddled mind, which means that I sometimes can't focus too well. But that didn't stop her busyness and my being befuddled. So we started off looking at approaching a couple of NGOs, and we said, we are here to help. Will you accept us? We were utterly delighted. Imagine getting an open offer like that. That was our first trajectory, a build-up of the very first step of building up on trajectory. Oh boy, and the momentum came later. So we started off with child sexual abuse awareness and what we could do about that. We started to look at a very poor, destitute school in Hebbal that did not have any sports goods, nor could they afford because they were struggling with food. So they reached out to me after I went there a couple of times. I was having a degree of kidney failure and I had to be taken into an emergency. And I was told that the kids only have rations for a week. Suffice to say that we worked together to ensure that they had food till I dropped this NGO about 2 months ago. And what a happy space it was. So the point here again is something for us all to learn, that we can live without the credit. We can live on a high on humility, that I could do something. Wow. And simultaneously that I'm done with them because I took them to a stage where I no longer need to be associated, and hence I can move on and support somebody else's life. So it could be an individual life, it could be a medium-sized group, it could be a large collective. But wherever you go, my mantra is, it's EP, eminently possible. Make that dent where you go. So irrespective of the 15, 20 emergencies I've had from the last surgery to my most recent surgery, which was 2 weeks ago, I'm very proud to demonstrate that my stitches still haven't come out. That doesn't stop me. As you can see, I'm a happy critter out here. While I was in the CCU, I had so much of time. I could accomplish 3 projects. So Ritu finally had to leave India, harkening back to that 10 years ago. We bought a lot of sports equipment for the school. We bought them food and rations for 7 years. I've supported them for 7 years. And then as we went deeper, clearly it was apparent to us, the need is so immense out there that I say, look outside your window. See the beautiful flowers and the greenery that sustains our lifestyle, our ability to live. But can you just go beyond that and your immediate surroundings and look at the suffering that exists right outside our well-developed communities or gated communities, for example? So as a Buddhist practitioner, mind you, I'm not selling that. I'm an advocate for every religion, as long as we use the good within that to change ourselves. It put me through the most fantastic desire to do social upliftment. And the only way that we could go there, Ritu eventually left, but the only way that I could go there was to delve deeper and search out more needy NGOs, make initial searches about why they were needy, why weren't they being supported, what was going on. And with my strong marketing background, where I can, I'm always pitching myself that, look, there's so much need out there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So it led to a point today where just in the last 3 months being 3 years being completed on 31st December, I would have accomplished 415 projects, if I'm right, by the 31st of December. So 415 projects in 3 years. Often I lay on my bed, seeped through and through with chronic exhaustion and fatigue. Did I ever let that bog me down? No. So my appeal to so many wonderful humans out there who are in their own process of discovering humanity, that what is stopping you? There's so much need out there. The high that you get, that courses through your veins about making an impact in somebody's life, is, I believe, truly what keeps me alive despite all my, health travails. So what are the NGOs that we have worked across with? And I say we because it's not just me. Often it is amazing strangers out there. It's teamwork, efforts from people who I may never meet again. Why do we all come together? Because we want to make a difference. We're deeply empowered that the stress that you see around in the world, the suffering that you see, if you are already so empowered with your wealth, with your education, and the fact that you are an adult at a certain position and a place in your life, my question to you is, how could you not? How could you not there and grab life to really, in the end, support and sustain somebody's life? How could you not alleviate somebody's stress? So why don't we invoke compassion, which is the teaching of every leader out there who is a religious leader? So my invoking that is to say, look around you and see more than your eyes are currently seeing. See the suffering out there. And hence, it led us to supporting animal rights, to creating awareness of leprosy, and the fact that leprosy is not contagious beyond a point. The fact that I spoke to my cardiologist and I said that nobody goes there, to the Sumanahalli Society in Magadi Road. How can I help bring in some sense of hope and normalcy? So I took a lot of expat groups. They have little, really tiny, small scale, industries out there. Candle making, some scraps of leathers, and they turn those beautifully out into some wallets, and they actually sell. So it was also walking into the dormitories of women with gaping holes where noses are not existing, yet they give you with a happy smile. My cardiologist said that, ma'am, go there, talk to them. You don't need, with my immune system problems, they said you don't need to, despite all of this, you don't need to wear a mask. And I went there, I've made 4 or 5 visits, and I've giggled with them, I've laughed with them. And I have come with so much of a high that the whole day I've just sat in the garden and breathed in the massive amount of the high that has sustained me, and realized that I don't even need food. So what a happy situation that is. So leprosy, animal rights, animal ambulances, so many people doing good, so many of them beyond their own personal lives and despairs, the despondency that exists about not having so much that we already have, they continue to do what they do. So who am I? I'm nothing. Who are they? Potentially nothing. But when we come together and we talk about each other, that this fantastic forum provides, we end up discovering that there's immense good being done. And we bring a bunch of people together. Can we provide hope on a platform like this, where we say, you're not alone ever? Because that is serious. That's a serious message. So I, till a few months ago, was supporting 31 NGOs through marketing and project visions. It is orphanages, it is child sexual abuse, and it is name it, where I say, as I put a post on LinkedIn, where collective action stems from collective consciousness. And I think Bringle is doing something like that, which is why I agreed so happily to be on it. So what does that mean? It means that when we all come together and we foster each other, we are slowly but surely building a massive momentum of groups that are being built up in cities, towns, surely maybe more from social media to start with, so more of the urbanscape regions. But when we come together and we create these groups that become gigantic, this is not about odds, credits, or awards. It is ultimately the reward is right there. The fact that you could create a difference in somebody's life, the fact that somebody who is facing deep trauma, women empowerment, was also able to somehow come out of the trauma of a very difficult divorce. She didn't have resources, or she didn't have, so much that is available to so many of us. There are children being abused sexually. There are children being abused by their own parents. There are people who don't know how to go and report to a police. And I took so many of my journeys and put it out there, inviting people that, do you need help? Come reach out to me, because I'm so heavily networked. And why did I do that networking? Only to help. I've been offered many awards. I've been offered many credits. I took a few, but realized I don't need any more. The reward was that each and every one of those massive base of networking that I've accumulated could be beautifully used. And one prime example is a woman in Gujarat, in a smaller town in Gujarat. Forgive me, I forget the name. But she had been abandoned by her husband and threatened in a way that is so shameful, and it is so common in our society. So I work, yes, heavily for women empowerment. I've been through much myself, and currently I'm undergoing a divorce despite many of my other travels. So she had no guidance on how the husband who had stopped payment to her could support her and a child. She's taking care of her aged parents. She had to leave the US, and the husband who was absconding. She was not able to afford any lawyer's fees who could give her a right idea about absolutely her rights as a human to get supported well. She had done nothing wrong. The wrong was done by her former partner. So I delved quickly into my base, and I found a pro bono lawyer that exactly looks at these issues in New York, a wonderful woman called Swishta Saigal, who looks at immigrants' journeys through my network forum and says, how can we support somebody who has been abandoned by the husband, who maybe moved on to a second wife, potentially even the third. I spoke to Swishta. She was traveling in Spain on a holiday. She didn't say no. She says, tell her to send me an email and maybe I will talk to her. So for years, she had waited for appropriate counsel and was desperate, so desperate. She saw my LinkedIn post 2 years ago where I said, I can help in any way. Can you reach out to me? She was sobbing with relief when it was clear to her by Swishta that there's a lot of potential and hope for her. However, she does need to be on US territory. What happened out of this small networking that created hope was that she knew that she could go back to the US, fight for her rights, that they would be supported. What was done to her was wrong. That she could fight for her child. Eventually, she could bring in some revenue and stability and support. And also, most importantly, she got a free counsel. To a large degree, I could help alleviate, with Swishta's help, the trauma that she was undergoing without paying a penny. So this is one of the 405 examples of the work that we have done. I've done a lot of work on a pan-India level. But my takeaway message on this to you wonderful women in turn is this, that if we put ourselves out there, who knows who needs some help that could make tremendous difference. I'm really not here to make just a tiny difference, but I like a good challenge, which is I also take up those causes where not many people are volunteering. So, which is why I send reminders on LinkedIn maybe every 4th or 6th month that, does anybody need any help? Because there's something I could probably bring to the table. And let's build a group of humanity, of compassion. And lastly, I want to tell you that it doesn't stop there. The day I'm feeling better, I do go out on the streets with my compassionate poster, which I wanted to show you. Um, and I go and do street awareness with some wonderful volunteers. They could be psychiatrists, psychologists, they could be friends, people who want to engineer the first change and want somebody to hold their hand to see why is somebody doing what they're doing. And typically the take back is huge. When can I do it with you again? Or where can I help anybody again? So when you look at the massive synergies of our good acts, and the positive we bring, it starts to make life a lot more better, filled with rays of hope in our own lives. I'm going through enormous difficulties, but I am imbued every now and then with massive hope. So maybe this is a call out there lastly to many people that if you live in the north side of Bangalore, let's do street awareness. In about an hour and a half, we can talk to around 100 people. And it's so simple to invoke and plant a seed of giving back to the society. Thank you, guys. Let me know if there's anything more that I need to say. But I'm truly honored that you asked me to come on this forum.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anjali. My God, your story is not only inspiring, but it just makes you realize what every human being's purpose in life is. We just live our lives just like that, but when we actually look outside, there is so much to do. And when you get involved in helping somebody else, you forget your own problems. You become so involved in it yourself, then you don't need to really think about anything else. And you so rightly said, the rewards are so amazing, the satisfaction that you could help another human being. So, my God, hats off to you. There are many women who feel that, they don't know what to do. So, please, if you all are still in that situation, you all don't know, please reach out to Anjali. She will be able to guide you, because there's so much we can do for the world, for the society. And I'm sure as women, we already have that softness, that compassion. It's just that, you need to connect with the right kind of people. So I mean, hats off to you, Anjali. Thank you so much for being here and giving us your time in spite of having health issues, which itself goes to say that, you're not letting anything bog you down. We have a minor headache, a migraine. I was like, oh God, I'm not working today. No, I mean, this is a heart surgery. Oh, come on, my God. And you've not even got your stitches off. So till now, the number of speakers I've had, I mean, I personally have felt most inspired by your story. And I'm going to connect with you on a personal level also, because I would love to do. I love children. And in today's world, that we really, we become so protective towards our kids because what's happening around us. So the work that you're doing for children, for the abuse that they are having, it's like we really need to step it up, and we need more women. It's very few are working towards this. The more and more people join hands, I'm sure we will be able to change the world. So once again, a big thank you. Happy Bringling, happy weekend. I wish you a lots of success and wish you a speedy recovery, Anjali, because we want more people like you who not only inspire but are a blessing to mankind.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.